Everyone, I'm There, and it's been 7 months since I made my forever masterpiece, Unite Ruined Asphalt 9. Game's changed quite a bit since then, so for this video I'll be going over my original points in that video and comparing them to how the game is now, as well as talking generally about how the game is now. UI and graphic design looks a bit more polished now that everything has been updated to better fit with the Unite aesthetic, as I'll call it. Prior to this, a lot of the UI was unchanged from before Unite. As for navigation, the main navigation bar at the top is a large improvement to what we got at Unite launch, but navigating to clubs and especially Clash still takes too many clicks. Controller maps are also the same as Unite launch, which is much worse than before Unite. Graphics on mobile still look as bad as 7 months ago, just now with the graphics options make bloom, God rays, and depth of field a proper resolution instead of 144p. Graphics options on mobile took 6 years, but at least we got them now. The general presentation of graphics still does look bad because of the downgrades to everything else they made, just to shove dynamic lighting and shadows everywhere. I forgot to mention at the time how they reduced the resolution and density of foliage by a ton, which makes the Caribbean look really bad. Performance is now stable. Optimization was never Asphalt 9's strong point, but at least performance isn't utterly unplayable like it was at Unite launch. They've had to slash render resolution quite a lot to make game run on Android apparently, but otherwise it works, I guess. Regardless, the switch to DirectX 12 just kills a ton of older devices. MP2 rank matchmaking is still the same as before, but multiplayer in general is much improved over Unite launch multiplayer. New generous Triumph rewards are quite nice. There's a variety of free try cars for both MP1 and MP2 each series, and they've added Ghost and Ghost Slipstream into the rotation, at the cost of Unbreakable making a return. Thanks, Gameloft. More on MP1, they've capped rating loss at -20, but capped rating gain at +30 for every league below Legend as well. After Legend, it's like the old rating system. Card pools are also still kind of weird, especially one season recently having Banda for Unbreakable and Classic variations, but OS7S and Ghost variations available in Gold League. That's kind of the opposite of what it should be, no? Overall, the experience is much less miserable than Unite launch multiplayer, but still not as painless as the old Asphalt 9 multiplayer was if you're not pushing for max rating. Private lobbies now actually work, and after they added Slipstream and Collision and Knockdown toggles, and the ability to start race solo, I can say that it's now the proper private lobbies experience. Singapore. They've since changed most of the terrain on Singapore to normal grip, with the exception of that super tight, twisty, slow music stage part. There's unmarked, super rough terrain that slows you down before entering this section from either direction. Still, changing everything else to normal grip terrain massively improved playability of Singapore, as well as the other fixes they did, like getting rid of the 360/shockwave objects and making the barrel ramps a proper curvature. Garage levels. They've since added all the new garage levels to the Legend Store, and Unite funds 1, 2, and 3 for garage levels 1 through 20, Collector 1 stages, and Collector 2 stages respectively. So, what's the overall state of the game now? Well, it's still not great. Chicago, the latest new map, is 10 billion% unplayable, as you've already seen me talk about in that one video. New car additions are mostly incredibly underwhelming in performance, with the exception of the 499p this update, for example. Bugs still run rampant due to the QA team at Gameloft having been slashed just before Unite, and the devs are just as stubborn as ever in many areas. That last part has been a constant throughout Asphalt Legends Unite thus far. The dev team's incompetence is now on another level compared to even just a year ago. I can't put all of the blame on them. They're probably spread incredibly thin, but they're still utterly incompetent now nonetheless, and they really aren't inspiring confidence from me with their answers in the December dev Q&A a while back. That now leads us to the question: is it still true that Unite ruined Asphalt 9? Yes, if you think about it from the perspective I just presented. Overall, I'd say that video was basically, Unite launch is catastrophic to no one's surprise, while this video is more like, they ironed things out, I guess. The underlying cause of that disastrous launch still remains, though. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.